Hello and welcome back to another episode of the One Chance series. This is going to be episode 9. And today we are training push back at the coach gym with TMCycles. Gigi will be behind the camera again, so I'm going to take you through the push session. We've not done one of those yet since we've been in prep, so you'll see what my push session looks like. It will have to be slightly amended because of the equipment that we've got access to, but couldn't turn down this opportunity to train with Tom. We're now a week out from gyms reopening. I think we both really needed this session, so perhaps we'll talk a little bit about that and a bit about training motivation and how we're sort of going about training as we enter these latter stages of prep, particularly for myself. Obviously, with gyms reopening in 1 week, this video will be out before they open. If you've not grabbed the hypertrophy training guide, links in the video description. So £49, you get a full 5-day split training plan with video tutorials for every single movement, so including my push days. It's a 5-day split. It's not designed for me, it's designed for what I think has been the best for me over this period of time in terms of this off season, which has been unbelievably successful. We're now looking at probably around 10 kilos of lean muscle gain, which seems like one of those stupid things that you see in front of Men's Health, but it's legit. Stage weight is looking like it's going to be around 103, 104, if not slightly more. So go check it out. The link is in the video description, so click that. That'll go through to my Shopify page, and then you can grab the plan and make the most of 2021. Because you got some interesting stuff today. Right, we're out for our steps. This is my old man, Neil Tolley, my stepdad. I wanted to get him on to ask him his thoughts on my chances this year, because we've spoken about it. He loves bodybuilding.
So I think they're much better than the UK. I think the professional market looks for much bigger, and it suits your physique. You're better when you're fuller and bigger, so I rate your chances quite highly.
There you go, you heard it straight from Big Neil there. Just under 6 weeks out now. So we're getting them steps in. Then I'll catch you for meal 1.
Springtime on the farm starts tonight on Channel 5.
Right, meal 1 time. I've checked in who I can. It's Bank Holiday Monday, isn't it? So I think everyone's been a bit lazy, a bit slow on the old check-ins, but that's fine. It's all good. Let me just put that on. Where's mute? Okay. So, what I was saying was, I've checked in who I can. As I said, Bank Holiday Monday, so I think everyone's being a bit lazy with their check-ins, but it's time for me to get meal 1 in. I'm training at around 11 with Tom, so I'm gonna get meal 1 in. You know the meal 1. You already know it. We actually filmed with Gigi my egg white omelette for the last video, but you couldn't fit it in because it would have made the video super long, which is a shame, but I will film it now so you can see it. Egg white omelette with whey sludge. Oh my God, it's so
I
good.
just wanna do my best to be the best that I could be. Is that too much to ask for, God? I mean, you the great Elohim, and I can't find a melody to go along with all these chords. I'm waking up at 6 a.m. and every morning I be bored. YMCA is where I be at. They say they brought the 90s back, maybe I peaked there. Now I can take a stab at grimy rap. Rapper turn past the turn, YouTuber back to rapper. Trying to figure out who I can model my career after. After the clout, you know. But not in a way I'ma get tattoos on my face just to try and blow. No, I mean, I got like standards and stuff. Lifting a lot of weights, but suspect with stamina. In a nutshell, I'm still my side of it. Like when I was driving and the bus failed, the tire blew. So now I struggle to trust well. All these new fans come.
Things you absolutely love to see, right? When you wait how many weeks? Probably like 6-7 weeks to clean your car, and then you clean it, which I did yesterday myself with my hands, with my dad to be fair, and then it rains. And now it's day again. Things you love to see. Having said that, it's much cleaner than it was, and I believe the car washes will open next week alongside gyms and stuff, so it won't need to be 2 days for too long, but I'm glad to have had it done. And it's like, whilst it's not clean anymore, it's a lot cleaner than it was, so it's shining a bit better, which I'm happy about. Anyway, it's freaking Bank Holiday Monday, which means nothing to me nowadays. I even forgot people were off work on Friday as I went into the post office. It's Bank Holiday Monday. I've got push with TMC. I'm very excited, and it's the first session I've been excited for ages. because it feels like, you know, there's something different about this one. It's not, ooh, that was a Jeep. It's not like Groundhog Day. It feels like, you know, something different's going on. Got Gigi behind the camera when we get there. So I'm happy. I'm very, very happy, because I wasn't. Training's been tough. It's been a slog, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, we're en route now, so I will catch you down there. And I catch you outside.
Sometimes I lose my mind, get a little ratchet. Hoes want cash or to get us hard dick. From that place where they move right bricks and the cops say hi with a damn nice stick. Broad daylight and we still hit licks. Rock 10 gold chains and you still ain't shit. Sip a little something, bitch, get a little.
Back in business. Gigi's here again. He's making a habit of this. So the YouTube's actually flying at the moment. So this is looking like a sound investment. But today we got TM here, as I've already introduced. We're back down at the Coach Gym this time. I'm not solo. So big thank you to Nathaniel for letting us train here again. It was going to be legs. Unfortunately, he's having mirrors fitted. He's been let down. So we're going to hit push today and I have to do legs tomorrow. So we're going to take you through the session. I want to talk a little bit about kind of training considerations as you move into a prep, particularly now I'm coming into like the 6 week out mark. Injury prevention is kind of at the top of the list, so we'll talk a little bit about that, talk a little bit about intensity and potentially playing with a bit of reps in reserve. But for now, we're going to get into the session, so we're going to kick off with clavicular pec fly.
Good.
One more.
Yeah. Go with me on top. Go with me. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell, I'm down at muscle work, I'm on that wide stack trying to get out of that moment.
No, it's horrible.
This is a little clue as to show number 2. Did I tell him in the last episode? Can't remember if I told you in the last episode, but this is a little clue as to where I'm going after Tampa. If I didn't tell you already, and if I did, then sorry. But I told you twice. Doesn't say anything. Do you know what it is? Because I wouldn't have done. Oh yeah, of course. Do you know anything about NBA? Neither. Fucking waste, man. I'm wearing all this NBA gear. Looks cool though, doesn't it? Really? You want to get some hoops, mate? You can see we're taking quite a few warm-ups on these sets, especially with new machines. I don't necessarily know what my working weight is. Obviously, I've been here before and I've done push here before, so I know what I'm going to do on this. But that was 3 feeder sets, so starting off quite light, 80 kilos, 100, 120, and then now I'm going to put another 10 aside on, maybe more. But just being really, really cautious as I go into that top set, because the worst thing I can do now, much worse than losing a rep or being fatigued when I go into my top set, is injuring myself. So absolute last thing we want. I want to get to that show, make it there in one piece, make sure I can keep training effectively as we lead up to the show. So as you've seen, plenty of feeders, and now we're going to the top.
In there, Joe, in there. All in, there we go.
Oh.
Up. Good.
Oh.
Good.
Oh.
Good.
Yeah.
Easy 2 in there, Joe. 2. Good. All you.
Yeah, I do. At this point in prep, like I said, for me, the main thing I need is not to get injured. We're not realistically putting on any muscle. 6 weeks out, protein accretion is low. We're not looking to put on muscle at this stage. It's about holding on to what we've got, which we know takes a lot less than what it takes to put on tissue. So I'm going to be really leaving. If I'm getting to the end of that set and I think, can I get that next rep? If it's one of them iffy ones where in the off season you're going to take it, in prep I'm not taking it. I stopped at 5 reps there. With Tom spotting, I probably could have got 6 there. And again here we've got back off set. you're not going to see me pushing it 100%. There's just no point. The risk to reward at this point, which is largely what bodybuilding's all about. That's why we pick certain movements or we train in certain rep ranges. It's about risk to reward. So for me, taking those no rep in reserve reps, or even those 9 rep in reserve reps on some sets, it's just not worth it. I think particularly after the whole industry's been a bit shaken by Ryan's injury over in Dubai, it's just really not worth it. So you have to really take that emotional attachment from progressing every week at any cost, because the cost can be quite big at this stage. If I had to pull out of my shows, I'd be heartbroken. So that's why we're just being a bit more sensible and going to the back off.
Open your mind, you don't even notice the blood in your wine. Run up in your spouse, run up in your house and fucking redesign. If men are monsters and God is the maker, ain't he Frankenstein? You do all that talking and people start barking, that bitch you'll get lower than your credit line. Man, they've never been faithful. All black clothes, no racial. Flow too cold.
So people will quite often ask, does training change as you go into a prep, or does training change as you go into an off season? I wouldn't say training itself changes, but definitely, as I spoke about earlier, that kind of mindset behind progression does slightly. So as I spoke about on the Smith, I'm leaving reps in reserve there. I'm taking reps on some of these more fixed machines. So we've got the chest press here, we've got the shoulder press there. They're fixed, safe environments. I've got Tom there who's going to help me. I'm probably not going to injure myself unless I'm really stupid. So I'm going close to zero reps in reserve there. But on any movements that I find are somewhat risky, I'm going to leave a rep in reserve. So as I said, when in off season, when I need to take every single rep, because every week needs to be progression, because the aim is to put on muscle tissue. Right now, the aim is just to hold on to what I've got, stimulate what I've got, swell the cells a little bit, achieve that sort of pump and feel good. And then finally, I'm going to talk about enjoyment, but I'll talk about that at the end.
I love these, so on the chrome plate, so like this one, that's expenditure version 2, and then all over the very much.
So the last thing I was going to talk about when it comes to training and prep is just enjoyment. We all know that any successful training phase, any successful physique comes from a place of enjoyment and adherence, like consistency to a plan, adherence to a plan, enjoyment to a plan. They're all hand in hand and they're all super important. I think especially in prep, your motivation to train, it's going to dwindle. Like, you're going to be fatigued, you're going to have less energy, you're probably going to get a bit fed up of not progressing, because we are addicted to progressing each week. So I don't think there's anything too wrong. Clear it with your coach, clear it with whoever you're working with, but asking to swap some movements in or out if you are starting to get really bored of them, if they're starting to be really monotonous. Even switching up your facility like we've done today. Obviously, I know times are hard at the moment, so we're all kind of forced to train in different places, but getting to a new facility just to reignite that focus, reignite that enjoyment with training with people. Like, this is the first session I've looked forward to in a long time, thanks to having the boy here. And
having a great time.
Tom's having a fucking whale of a time. Tom's in the Cybex.
I'm a bit behind on prep, but I'm having a great time.
But I think it's important. Like, prep, I've said this earlier on, prep is a very hard process, so we need to find ways of making it as enjoyable and adherable as possible. So like I said, switching up training a little bit, I don't mind it. I don't mean a whole new plan, but there may be, you're on an incline barbell press, maybe you want to go for an incline Smith or an incline machine press. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So switch things up if you wish. Like I said, clear it with your coach, clear it with whoever you're working with, but I don't think there's a problem with that. Enjoyment is absolutely key, and completing a prep is a massive achievement for everyone. So be proud of yourself if you've done it. So I hope you enjoyed that video, a bit of an insight into potentially how prep does change your training, or at least change your mindset behind training. As I said, injury prevention is key. Me getting to that show is now my priority. Secondly, very close secondly, maintaining the muscle that I've got. But hopefully that got your appetites wet for Monday, ready to get back in the gyms. I hope that a few of you get to come down to the coach. It's an unbelievable facility. I've very much enjoyed the few sessions I've had here, and I'll be back here just before I leave for Dubai as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing it full with people. But as ever, if you've enjoyed the video, please like, drop a comment, ask any questions you need, and subscribe. Too many of you are not subscribed to this channel, so let's get the channel booted up. I want 10K this prep, so big goals. But I hope you've enjoyed this series so far, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.